Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for getting on this day 3 of our 7 days of 7 ways to activate your life. My name is Janelle James and I'm from the Sunshine Coast. I'll quickly just go through a little bit of my story before I get into the presentation. Now, whoever it was that invited you on here tonight, they may know that somehow you resonate with my story, with how my health declined after being in coal mining and having children. And so that may be the reason you're here tonight. So I will go a little bit into my health story so that you can understand and see how this has profoundly impacted my life, not only with my health, but with the course of my family's future, with what this company has also provided us. So you can see there, I used to drive trucks in the coal mining industry. I did that for 5 years before my kids came along. And myself and Tim used to do that together, and he's still out there. He's been out there in mining for 20 years now. So environmental and night shifts and shift work and all of that doesn't actually affect him like it did for me when I was in coal mining. And so that was what actually started my depletion of my health in a big way. And I really started to notice after having kids that it was just playing a toll on my health, not only from having kids, but from the mining industry, with lower back issues, sleep issues. I ended up with adrenal issues. I had to give up exercise, and that was because I would do one workout session and I'd be sore for a whole week. And that's dangerous. So I knew that I couldn't keep going that way. And I kept going to doctors who would also say to me, you're a mum with young kids, and that's just the way it is at the moment, and things will get better. But it didn't seem to be getting better in any way. At the time that I found this was 6 years ago. So I've been talking about this information now for the last 6 years. And my kids at that time were very young, but they were old enough that, I knew that it wasn't just after having kids stage, as they say, that was causing the issues. So I went looking further. I wanted to find out what was going on and how come I had to give up exercise. Why did my sleep deplete so much when my kids were really good sleepers? Why did I have no energy left in my day, even though, as a mum, we are quite depleted in energy at times, but it was worse than that. Sometimes I couldn't get up off the couch. I couldn't wake myself up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know if you're someone who's had the 3 p.m. slump issues. Put it in the comments if you have, but that was me on a daily basis. I was looking for things to try and pick me up at that time of day, just to get through the evening enough so that I could get my kids and myself in bed at an early time. It wasn't fun. And my lower back issues played havoc on me as well. And so did, skin issues and all sorts of different things. And so I had to go looking for something else. And I'm glad that, I found what we did. And so 6 years on, we've been having an amazing life now. I haven't gone back to coal mining. I never will, because I have this beautiful business and this company that has brought us so much as a family, and we are making the memories we never used to be able to make because of my health. We are out there doing the things that we love, as you can see, with traveling and having fun and being goofy. That's just the life that we love to live. And so we've been doing this ever since, and I'm very grateful for what this has brought for us. So I want to talk to you about how LifeVantage started. And it started in a lab with a single question. And this question was, is declining health something we simply have to accept as part of getting older? And that's what these doctors were telling me, but I couldn't agree with it. I couldn't say yes to that. To me, it was just wrong, and it was not fitting right for someone who was in their very early 30s. It was not right for me. And so we've had scientists ask this question for the last 20 or so years. Is there a way to slow down that aging process? Now, the problem with all of what's happening in our lives and in the world and the environment is something called oxidative stress. Have you heard of oxidative stress? I know 6 years ago I hadn't heard of it, but when they started explaining what it was to me, that's when I started to realize, wow, this is something that I've obviously have high levels of or have an issue with. And so oxidative stress is the leading cause in many issues, health issues, diseases, ailments of every sort. And it's no different to if you cut an apple in half and you leave it on the bench and it starts to decline over time. It starts to deteriorate and rot and break down. And that's exactly what's happening to our cells on a cellular level. That's what oxidative stress is, which is a high level of free radical damage. So what causes this oxidative stress? Basically everything in our lives. We can't get away from it, but we can slow the process down. So the food that we eat, the pollutants in the air, you think about herbicides, pesticides, additives, preservatives, you think about, sugars and Roundup and all sorts of things that they're spraying on our food, the depletion of soil, the depletion of our food because the soil is so depleted these days is playing a massive havoc on our health. And then the water we drink, the quality of our water is really scary as well these days. We have to be vigilant and proactive around this sort of stuff. The air that we breathe, the pollutants in the air, the environmental factors are playing havoc on our health, our immune system, our overall endocrine system, everything. And even exercise. So as I said, I had to give up exercise because I'd do one workout and I'd be sore for a whole week. So my body wasn't recovering or repairing properly. And that's scary too. So too much or too little exercise causes oxidative stress or has a link in some way to high levels of oxidative stress. You think about our Wi-Fi, our mobile phones, our microwaves, medications. You think about our skin and what we're putting on our skin. It's the biggest organ of our body. You think about emotional stress. Every single one of those has a link to oxidative stress in some way. Now, what does it feel like to have this oxidative stress? I'd love you to put in the comments if you're someone who has any sort of issue around these sorts of things you can see on the screen. All of these were me. So I had a weakened immune system. I would get colds and flus very frequently. I'd be someone that would take weeks to get over a simple cold. My brain fog was really bad. I'd walk into a room and forget why I was there all the time. I'd go to my fridge and my car keys would be in the fridge. This sort of stuff is not normal and it shouldn't be something we live with. I was very sluggish and fatigued. I couldn't get off the couch. I gave up exercise, as I said, lack of motivation for anything. And I was very short-tempered with bad moods. My kids copped it a lot because of my bad moods. And I didn't like being that person. The 3 p.m. slump was my life, and sleep issues were just something that was every day for me. So what can we do to reduce this oxidative stress? We'll look at that in a minute, but look at what is happening in our bodies if we have high levels of oxidative stress. Now, there's over 250 diseases and conditions out there that have a link to oxidative stress, or the root cause of them is oxidative stress. How alarming is that? So you think about Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, MS, cancer, depression, dementia, ADD, autoimmune conditions, anything to do with every cell, tissue, organ, and system in our body is affected by this oxidative stress. Now, you can actually go and look this up. You can go to pubmed.gov. It's the National Library of Medicine for the Institute of Health in the USA. And you can go there and put the word oxidative stress in the search bar, and it will come up with over 250,000 searches linked to oxidative stress and something to do with the body. I highly recommend you go and check that out for yourself. So what we found about 15 years ago was a solution to reducing this oxidative stress. And it came from our scientist that you can see on the screen there. So this is Dr. Joe McCord. He's the co-creator of the product I'm about to share with you. And he realized and worked out and discovered after 40 years of research that he could see that our body was making more of its own antioxidants when we flipped on this certain switch in our body, this certain pathway in our body. It's almost like a dimmer in your house, the dimmer switch on your light. You can turn it up or you can turn it down. And so with this pathway, he realized the body is able to make more of its own antioxidants. So that's very different to trying to get antioxidants from our food. And what we're going to be talking about with this product is very different to supplementation, because we're activating the body to activate that pathway. We're not trying to supplement the body for something it's missing. Now, we're doing this through this product called Protandim. This is our Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. And what this product does is it's lowering oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days in everybody that was tested. We have many peer-reviewed research studies on this product with different ailments, conditions, and things that have been done independently away from our company. But the scientists that discovered this realized that if you synergize or put these herbs together, these 5 beautiful herbs you can see on the screen there, so turmeric, green tea, bacopa, milk thistle, and ashwagandha, if you synergize them or put them together to form them into this tablet, a small certain ratio, a small amount of each one formed into the tablet makes this 18 times more effective, or 1800% more effective than taking these ingredients as a herb on their own, in activating that pathway. And that's a big deal. That was a big deal in the science world. It was a big deal to doctors. And this is why we have many of those people looking at this product. Now, one thing I love is for athletes, we are on the banned substance control group to show that this is a legitimate product that they can take that isn't going to affect them with the BSCG certification. We are one of only 60 products on that certification board. That's huge. There's not many products that athletes or Olympians especially can take to help their body without feeling like it's some sort of drug or it's going to affect their performance in some way. We're also certified by the TGA, and this is our therapeutic goods in Australia to show that we're a legitimate product that can be sold here through the TGA, the FDA, the NSF, and the Direct Selling Association as well. So this synergy I was talking to you about, you can see here on the screen, you know, those 5 ingredients on their own, they're only activating this NRF2 pathway by a very small amount. But if you're taking Protandim on a daily basis, it's 18 times more effective. And that's where the magic happens with this product in reducing that oxidative stress. So we know that our food is fantastic antioxidants for our body. So remember, antioxidants are the good guys, free radicals or high levels of free radicals are the bad guys. So we want to try and reduce the free radicals, which is the oxidative stress. If you're looking at food though, it works on a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 blueberry will neutralize or kill off 1 free radical, and then it's just done. When you're looking at Protandim and the synergy of those products, it's able to actually eliminate 1 million free radicals every 24 hours if you're taking this on a daily basis for every cell of your body. That's massive. This is why this was classed as a medical breakthrough in the science world back 15 years ago. And if you're looking at your food, you would have to have about 400 oranges a day to do the same thing, 110 cups of blueberries a day to do the same thing, 500 cups of broccoli to do the same thing. It's just food isn't enough these days, which is quite sad, but it's the way that it is. It's the way that the world is right now. My favorite part about what this does for us is something that has helped me tremendously with my health, and that is upregulation of glutathione. If you don't know what your glutathione is, please look it up. This is your master regulator or your master antioxidant in your body. It's the one we need the most. It's the most important. And Protandim is able to help your body produce more of its own glutathione by 300% after taking the product for 4 months. No, we're not a glutathione supplement. Remember, we're not supplementing the body. We're activating the body to do this for itself. And so when you're looking at glutathione, look at the benefits you can have of having more glutathione in your body. The benefits are increased energy, slowing the aging process, reducing muscle and joint discomfort, strengthens your immune system, detoxifies the liver and cells, improves your mental focus and clarity, improves your quality of sleep, reduces the effects of stress, improves your skin and your athletic performance and recovery. Now, I'm putting my hand up to say every single one of those I had an issue with, and now I don't, thankfully. But this is why glutathione is so important to us. And glutathione, low levels of it, is actually linked to autism, Parkinson's, and high intensity exercise. And so these sorts of people, these athletes that are out there, they love glutathione because they know it helps with their high intensity exercise. People with Parkinson's usually get IV drips of glutathione in their arm every single week to stop the shakes. Imagine if you could, talk to those types of people and educate them on what glutathione can do if you're getting your body to make more of it itself, as opposed to getting it through an IV drip in a hospital. So here's our study. I do recommend you go and look at our studies to see this information for yourself. You don't have to take our word for it. The University of Colorado were the ones that looked up, did their own research, and discovered that NRF2 increased that glutathione by 300% in the cells that were tested of those human cells. And here's some other amazing universities and institutes that are out there that have done their own research, not funded by us, independently done, peer-reviewed research, which is also on pubmed.gov. Now, that's usually unheard of in a product world. Usually you can go onto PubMed and look up something like turmeric and a condition or a health concern. But you can't usually go on there and look at a product by name, by brand, but you can actually type in the word Protandim and you'll see our 26 peer-reviewed studies within this this journal, this pubmed.gov. And I highly recommend you go over there and look that up for yourself. Now, one of my favorite is the American Heart Association. We are the only natural product ever to be published in the circulation journal for the American Heart Association. That's a big deal for cardiologists and surgeons. That's why we have many of them in our company. But it's also a big deal for someone like me who's been learning about the heart and heart health, because I actually had open heart surgery at the age of 3. So heart health is important to me. So when I read that study, I was blown away and knew that I'd be on this product forever and a day because of that study. So I highly recommend you go and read that one as well. I just want to quickly go through the history of LifeVantage though. We started out as this little biotech company with that Dr. Joe McCord that you saw on the screen there before, back in 2003. He had this product, he didn't really know what to do with it. And so the ABC Primetime, which is a bit like a current affair or 60 Minutes type show in Australia, ABC Primetime is a show in America that they aired this on. And John Kionis, the guy you can see on the screen there, he actually took the product over a 2-week period while he was on air to actually try and prove or discredit our product and basically say it wasn't able to do what it can do with reducing oxidative stress. So on air, you can actually see that. And I highly recommend you ask the person who invited you here to show you that ABC Primetime, because it was a positive outcome. He actually reduced his oxidation, and it also proved that when they did this T-bars test, that they could reduce your oxidative stress in your blood to that of a 20-year-old. So when they did this on human studies, back in those days, 2003, they realized that you could actually get your blood work to change and to go back to that of a 20-year-old who doesn't want their blood or their cells to be aging backwards. And it was a big deal for a lot of people to see that on air, which is why it then blew up. We had the product in GNC or supplement stores because no one else knew how to get it out there. And we only had this small scientist that had no idea how to get it out there, but he knew that the people in the world needed it. And it didn't really do that well in those sales, which is why we then put it into the network marketing distribution model, which is what you can see here today. And it's been going gangbusters ever since. This is not a product that you can just look at on the shelf and know what it does. It has a story behind it, which I love very much. And that's why we are here, to tell that story about this profound product. We are open in over 20 countries with this product as well. So you can share this with your friends and family all over the world and have everyone being impacted by this product too. Now, how you buy Protandim is through our website or our app. And the person that invited you on here tonight, they can actually share that information with you and get you started on the product if that's what you're looking at. You can also share this with your friends and family on a reward system. So we have this rewards program where if you're sharing the information, you've been on the product yourself, you're enjoying it, and you want to refer it to friends and tell them about it, you actually get a discount on your own product, and they get a discount on their first order as well, which is really cool that we can share it that way and be benefited from that. Or you can become a distributor like I am myself, and you can earn cash that way as well, which is something that, as I said, I've been doing this for 6 years now, and I can't not tell this information to people. So I really hope that this information has benefited you and been of great interest to you, that you can see that you need to reduce that oxidative stress in your body on a daily basis, because we know that food is just not enough these days. We are being bombarded so much, and especially with what's going on in the world right now, we need to look after our health. We need to be reducing the oxidative stress, looking after our immunity, our gut health, everything that is in our systems and organs. We need to make sure that we're on top of all of that and being proactive. So I thank you very much for looking at this information tonight and saying yes to checking this out. And I'll leave it there, guys, and you can get back in touch with the person that invited you on here. Thank you.